Hey guys, what is up? It's Quantive here and welcome to this video. Now this is going to be a video type that I haven't actually made before. This is going to be a bank video if you haven't already noticed from the title. And I hope you guys do enjoy this. This will be sort of a bit of an interesting video for me as well because I haven't really shown you guys what's in my bank, and it's definitely one of the things I'm a little bit proud of. I do have a slight amount of money, nothing too special. I do have a bunch of PVM gear and a little bit of cash. Not massive amounts compared to some sort of YouTubers and other players, definitely not. But I am sort of building that number up and hoping to sort of acquire a couple more items that are of a large value later on. Anyway guys, what I'll do right now, I'll get straight into the video. I'm going to start off with just showing you my keepsakes, just so you can see that I'm not like hiding anything or anything like that. I do know people tried to do this in their bank videos, so I just have max capes, a couple of the steadfast boots, and a bunch of other junk that I don't really use too much. There's nothing hidden in there, no party hats or anything like that. Anyway, what I'll do as well now, I'll show you my grand exchange very quickly. There's nothing really in there. I am selling some silver hawks, which are going to be worth about 14 or so mil. I'm also buying some dragon bones, as you'll see a bit later in the video. That's about 48 mil cash right there, so that's an extra 50 mil or so for my bank. Anyway guys, let's go straight into this bank. So in tab 1, as you can see right here, I do just have all the skill capes. I do have them set out in the order that I did acquire them, and these last couple I did all sort of gain on the day of my maxing, and I made sure to get runecrafting last, which was sort of the cape that I did want to get the most, which is awesome. Definitely love that day. It was a very good one. Make sure you do look at that video if you haven't already for my sort of end of my max cape series. Anyway, other than that, I do have my max cape hood, which I haven't connected onto the cape that I do have currently in my keepsakes, because that was not one of the things you could do at that point. I'm really not too sure if I will sort of keepsake the max cape with a hood. I do think it looks better, but I don't think it's worth really using the key, because I'm going to hopefully be getting a different cape to keepsake and wear around generally anyway. Other than that guys, I do just have a bunch of stuff from Treasure Hunter, like the D&D tokens I don't really ever use. I've never touched them, not once. I do have all these protein items you do get from Treasure Hunter, some crystal tree blossoms, and a bunch of springs that I did buy and get a couple from Treasure Hunter just in case for my Slayer. I did sort of recently start doing Slayer a lot more, and the it's called the Spring Cleaner is absolutely awesome. That's the name of it. Other than that, I have a little bit of corrupted ore from doing a tiny bit of AFK mining. I don't really do too much of that, but that is one of the things that I do like to do if I am sort of trying to edit a video and just want a tiny bit of XP. I do have some Viswax for doubling my daily tokens and things like that. It's very good for my dungeoneering. I am trying to do that a lot, and it does gain me a bit more experience per day, which is very good. Other than that, I do have some cleansing crystals, not too many of them right now. I have recently just used up a whole load of those, about 150 to 200 of those on my prayer. That is one of the things I'm sort of working on. I'm spending a bit of my money on that, and you'll see that later on in my bank as well. One of the things I did recently acquire since I got back into the game is these shard things, which I haven't really worked out what they need to be doing for the other skills yet. But I do have the combats one all completed, so I've got that cape and the hood right there. I do have the perfect potions that I did get for gaining access to the Elf City, which I kind of like just there, having that rainbow. Not really too sure why. I do have the light menorah, that sort of stuff, Cloak of Autumn, and a couple of bonus experience items. Regarding that, I do also have a gnome scarf right here, which is worth a little bit of money, about 7.4 mil, and about these Lover's Medallion and Cupid Halo, which I did spend about 12 or so mil obtaining. Anyway guys, we get into the next tab, which is my Pvm tab. So for this one, it's pretty much a lot less than I have recently. If you did watch the video, I recently sold off a whole bunch of the gear, items, and that sort of stuff that I did acquire last year. So this is all pretty much items that I have done from this year and a couple of videos that I am working on currently. So this is a tab that I'm sort of showing you guys. I'm sort of ruining a couple of videos that I have sort of got in the works, such as this farming one, but hopefully that'll be in a little while's time and you might have forgotten about that. So that'll be quite good to show you finally these 1k seeds done. So I have sort of started working on those again, which is quite nice. I do have a little bit of money in here. I haven't really price checked it, and I'm definitely not going to be doing that today. If you do want to make some assumptions on my bank value, that's kind of cool. If you do want to work it out for me, that'd be awesome. Do drop a comment down below. So that's all the items. I do have some dragon bones, just a bunch of herbs, some items from pretty much just doing Legios. That's what I've been doing a little bit, sort of getting my own Ascension bow, so a couple of keys left over, and a bunch of things from Slayer, such as the ores that I do get from that spring cleaner. So other than that guys, not really too much down here. I have sold a bunch of it off, and I haven't really been doing too much PVM lately. Anyway, into the next tab. So this is my sort of junk slash other items tab, which is very messy right now. I haven't really cleaned this up too much. I do have a bunch of stuff at the top which is just for Slayer, and a couple of other items such as my cannons, which are the royals. I do have a bunch of note papers, a couple of pharaoh rings, and then all these double items, so I don't have to do re-get them out every time. I have bank spaced them. Quite nice. I do have all my stuff for next, and also my next key. I do have a bunch of these tier 70 weapons, which a couple of people sort of have a go at me about having and still using. I do like them for Slayer, and I definitely do like the fact that they don't degrade. And I do have a bunch of lucky items, if you haven't noticed the different colorations between this. So I do have a lucky garb of subjugation, the hood of subjugation. I'm pretty sure, yeah, there we go. The Bando's Tacit is also lucky, and the armored chestplate is lucky, as along with the Bando's chestplate. So I have got a bunch of these things over the course of spins, and also Treasure Hunter, which is absolutely awesome, and a couple of God Swords up there just for show. Anyway, on to the next tab, which is pretty much just going to be my skilling tab, which is quite cool. I do have just a bunch of magic logs, other sort of logs up here for my skilling and getting a bit of bonus experience when I do want to get extra HP and that sort of stuff. This is sort of one of the things I do along with the mining, just doing a bit of AFK skilling. I do have a bunch of divination supplies at the top and a bunch of urns just below that. Other than that, guys, it's pretty much just fishing and hunter. Other than that, I do have a bunch of rocktails, which is worth quite a little bit of money. I did price check this the other day, and it's worth about 20 mil all up for those, which they're about 2k each, which is quite nice, little bit of money. Along with that, guys, I do have another pride and joy in my bank, which is these 200 gold Castle Wars tickets. This is one of the things I used to do heaps back in the day. 200 of those tickets took me absolutely ages, and that's still nothing compared to what you need to do for trim. That is one of the things that I will work on in the future when I do want to AFK. I want to get these up to 300 to acquire a Halo. Hopefully I'll be getting the red one or the Zamrock one, which would be quite nice. Hopefully I'll be able to keepsake that and have that for myself. Anyway, guys, moving down, I do have some more herbal habitat items down here, such as vines, herbs, and also seeds. I do have a couple of the spices that I used to use to boost up to my overloads, and I've just thought they took so long to get that I may as well keep them in my bank. So I do have those right there. I do have a bunch of juju potions which I'm using for farming, also a couple of hunter ones which are nearly done from getting 99 hunter. Along with that, I do have some perfect juju potions which I've just recently made. Other than that, I do have some grapevines from Virago, a couple of reed seeds from thieving. That not really too much things going on right here. A couple of divine locations and not really too much else. I do have some bonus experience items from farming and also my prayer ones, as you can see right down here. And then into another big item which is in this tab, which is my Eret bones. I do have 32.5 or so K of these, and they have gone down a little bit since I did buy them, which is a little bit annoying, but that's okay. I'm not really going to be selling them anyway. I'm definitely going to be using them for experience, and that's worth about 16 to 17 mil prayer experience right there. I do want to be doing that. I sort of building up this pile and building up any other pile of bones, as you can see from my Grand Exchange, which I'm just sort of buying a bit more of those dragon bones to use for prayer. I definitely want to be getting my prayer up, and hopefully that'll be one of the 120s that I'll be able to reach in the sort of distant future. Anyway, moving into my summoning and other stuff tab. I do have a couple of charms which I haven't really used too much. I do have 12k and nearly 7k blues, which is quite nice. I'm pretty sure I do set my charming imp to only collect those two. I don't really feel the need to get the green ones and anything like that. It always just takes up a sort of inventory spot, and I don't really care too much about summoning. I'm not really planning to do much XP anyway in the future. Other than that, I do have a bunch of yaks that I did get from my 99. I'm going to be keeping those, so there's no really point of selling them off and buying them again for PVM, because that's definitely one of the things I do use a whole load. I do need to buy more of these other sort of scrolls and pouches. And I do have a little bit of yak hide down here ready for if I do want to be using up any crimson charms for a bit of XP. Other than that, we'll move on to our next tab, which is our sort of teleport tab and runes. I do have a bunch of teleport tabs that I used to use a whole load, which I don't use all too much now with the lodestones, which I just like keeping them there for old time's sake. I have a bunch of these runes as well, which is a little bit of fire runes and a whole load of pure essence, which used to be worth a lot but is now nothing. I'm pretty sure a good bulk of this was bought back in the day when I wanted to do nature rune running, which is very long ago, and it was one of the good premier ways to make a bit of money, and that didn't actually happen. I didn't acquire the level I needed to do, which was 91, and then yeah, that sort of just stayed in my bank and has built up over time with PVM and also a bunch of next drops. Other than that, we'll move on to the next one, which is my Persian tab. Now this is sort of set out a little bit nicely. I have sort of tried to make it look a bit better than it usually does. All these potions at the bottom sort of annoy me because I haven't really set up my what are these called, the Elf Crystal Flask yet. I haven't really done much of those. I've only just got back into PVMing, so I just do have the basics down here that I do need. I know that I need to get the ones that combine with the adrenaline potions. They're definitely one of the good things that you need. Other than that, guys, it's pretty much just very basic. I do need to make some more overloads. As you can see, I am running low. I am sort of running low on my renewals as well, so I definitely need to buy some more of those. A good majority of these are from QBD and just mixing them into the flasks, and the same with these. That's exactly what I've done, just moving them into the flasks and then into the potions and then into the flasks. That's pretty much all I've done. I do really need to get back into my herb lore, as I said, to do those overloads, so that's one of the things I might be sort of spending my money on after I do acquire the prayer level or prayer XP that I do wish to get. Anyway, guys, there's two tabs that I haven't shown you at this point, and I will be only showing you one of them sort of quickly, which is going to be my junk tab. There's really nothing in here as value, as you can see, just a bunch of crap. And then moving into my PVM tab. So my PVM tab right here is sort of my pride and joy of what I do on Runescape. I do have all my cash sitting here, which is right now quite a lot lower than it has been recently. I've had over 1 bill cash for a long time, and I've recently bought a whole bunch of items, as you can see right here, and then spent a whole lot of money on doing other things in the game. So I have been using my money quite liberally lately, and it's very good. It has sort of got me back into the game, which I think is one of the main things I should do, and I'm not really caring about my cash stack all too much right now. So I'll get right into some of the items I do have. So I do have all these Jad capes, which I definitely want to be acquiring. The other two, which is the range and mage versions. I have a couple of fire capes, a bunch of items I do get from dungeoneering. I want to acquire the other ones of these arcanes. I don't know what they're called really, but I definitely do want to be doing a bit more dungeoneering so I can get some placeholders for the range and melee versions. Do have a couple of signs and that sort of thing just to help with PVM acquiring with the portents. They're very good as well. Do have some phoenix necklaces for Virago and my incomplete sets up here of Port's armor. I do have enough to get one piece of the Tetsu and one more piece of the Death Lotus, but I think I'm just going to wait for the bake spaces, seeing though I am right down here. It's very full currently. I do need to sort of get rid of some things and sort of move it around, so I do have enough bank space because I have already bought a bank booster. Anyway, other than that, I do have a bought Leviathan ring, which I just tested out and it's quite bad, so I haven't really used it too much after acquiring my new Asylum ring. I do have a bunch of my auras, which I do use for PVM, which are absolutely great. I do have a couple that I haven't really used too much in the sort of general time that I've been PVMing and that sort of thing, which such as this Equilibrium, which I do use for Slayer a little bit. It's quite nice, just hitting a bit more constantly. Other than that, I do have all my next items, which is right here. I do have the boots and gloves for 2 of the sets, which I should probably acquire sometime in the future, but I haven't really been using them all that much, so I definitely haven't felt the need to. I do have my Pernix, my Torva, my Virtus. I do have full Tectonic for Virago back in the day when you didn't use your Superior Void. Other than that, I do have a little bit of Serenic, which I haven't made a helm yet. I am sort of building up my Serenic scales to make my own one. Other than that, I do have just the boots and the gloves from Virtus up here, a bunch of the amulets such as the Amulet of Souls, the Blood Fury amulet, and the Dragon Rider, which are the main amulets that I do use in game. I only have one shield currently, which is the Arcane. I do want to be getting this set, which I think is quite cool. I'm really into getting the double sets, as you can see right down here. I do have the static and all this sort of thing. Just for looks, it's very nice. I do have my Superior Elite Void, which took absolutely ages to get. And if you've been watching my videos recently, that's one of the things I've done. So that took me a long time just to get all those pest control points, so it's not really one of the most fun things to do in the game. Other than that, guys, I do have my armor and weapons down here, which is my seismic set, which I bought recently. I think I've lost a little bit of money on it so far, as I haven't really used it too much for PVM, but I will be getting back into my next, my Virago, all that good stuff, so hopefully I will be able to sort of make the money back. Other than that, I do have my rapiers, which I will be keeping, potentially buying the long swords, which I do think look absolutely cool as well. Now, you'll be noticing I do only have one Ascension Crossbow currently. I am looking to make another one with the Signet, so that's hopefully one of the things you'll see in the future, and maybe a video of Legios with me making my bow without losing any money, which would be absolutely awesome. I do have some capes down here, which is my Ava. I do have my Guthix cape for magic, and then also my hooded max cape, which I do use just generally and also for the teleport. And then I do have my quiver down here, which I'm working on currently. I've only got version 1, but I'm honestly really trying hard to get the version 4. I do have to do a few quests to acquire that, but I don't really want to do them at the current time. Anyway guys, that is really it for my bank. That's all that's there. I don't have anything else to show you for my bank video, so I do hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you did, and if you did, please do drop some likes, comments, all that good stuff down below, and until next time, later.